relate to, pretty much the Charlie Brown of my educational career. It is 30 minutes, 7:30 in the morning. That would be 30 minutes into the 7 o'clock hour. Let's take a look back last year.
KXO Radio, a look back at the year that was. A year in your ear.
It happened in Dayton, Ohio.
We got shots fired. We got multiple people down.
El Paso, Texas.
I heard doo doo, and then it went doo 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 doo.
A high school in Santa Clarita, California.
We just prayed for our lives.
Mass shootings triggered calls for reform.
What do we want? Background check!
Efforts in D.C. stalled despite heated rhetoric.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47.
Walmart limited the sales of some guns and ammunition and told shoppers not to openly carry guns.
Innocent people are getting killed for nothing.
I'll take my business elsewhere.
The CEO of Dick's Sporting Goods took similar action.
If we do these things and it saves one life, don't you think it's worth it?
And the maker of AR-15s took steps too.
Colt announced that it was suspending production for the civilian market.
A government report found missed warning signs at previous school shootings.
Every single student attacker exhibited a concerning behavior.
And Florida allowed some armed teachers in class.
They're targeted because it's a gun-free zone.
Teachers should concentrate on teaching.
Steve Kathan, CBS News.
A year in your ear.
From KXO Radio.
And that's to take a look back at a segment of last year. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning.
How are you, sir? How was your New Year's?
It was quick.
Did you celebrate?
Yeah, I stayed home.
Well, I think, yeah, a lot of us did.
Stayed home. Just I went and saw a movie about, if you remember this fellow that ended up being a hero but was chastised. This was part of the Olympics in Georgia.
Yeah, I remember that.
And anyway, it was an incredible movie.
There you go. It was I can't remember his name. The guy.
Jewel was his last name.
Jewel, yeah, that was the name of the movie.
Jewel.
But the guy who made the movie, the director was
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Yes.
Yeah, he was in the Valley that did the war movie.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood is in his older years. He has done his well-seasoned years, I guess we'll say. Anyway, he's done a lot of incredible things.
Most of his best work has been done as a director.
Mm-hmm. So thumbs up. Anyway, go, if you're listening this morning, go and see that movie. If you were thinking about it, don't think about it anymore. Just do it.
Another good reason to go see it. It was panned by the critics.
Yes. Yeah.
And that means it's probably a pretty good movie.
Yeah, that's right. So that's when I definitely go see it.
There you go. We got some birthdays. You ready to jump into the birthdays?
I'm ready.
We got the big shot birthdays. You know Jack Hanna?
Jack Hanna.
He was a curator at a zoo, and he is now a TV star. He's been for several years now. Does a lot of animal shows.
Okay, I do know who you're talking about.
72 years old, though. Kind of a funny, sarcastic guy, but cares a whole lot about animals. He's 72. Gabriel Carter. She was on Beverly Hills 90210. That's a show that I never saw, never wanted to. She's 58 today. Tia Carrere, I remember her. She was in Wayne's World and a bunch of other good stuff. She's 52. Other movies that the critics didn't like, but they were funny. Cuba Gooding Jr., he's in all kinds of hot water. He's 51 today. Model Christy Turlington, one of the first supermodels. She's 50 years old today. Actress Renee Elise Goldsberry, she was on Broadway's Hamilton. Did you see Hamilton?
I did not.
You don't do Broadway too much?
I like Broadway and musicals and that kind of thing, but, there's some stuff that they do that you're really attracted to and others you're not.
That's a long drive to Broadway.
Yeah, it is.
I've never been there. She's 48 today. Actor Ty Diggs, The Best Man, How Stella Lost or Got Her Groove Back. She's 48. He is 48 today. And actor Dax Shepard, he is 44 today. Those are the big shot people. Got some local people coming up next.
KXO AM 1230 can help you publicize your nonprofit group's upcoming events, and we're happy to do it at no charge. To take advantage of our our offer, we ask that you let us know about the event at least 2 weeks ahead of time. Write down the important information. You know, who, what, where, when, and so on. Include a name and phone number of a contact person and mail or deliver the information to KXO, 420 Main Street, El Centro, California, 92243. Our email address is kxoamfm@kxoradio.com. The information you supply may be used as community news, public service announcements on the KXO info line, or on our website. If you're paying for promotion with another advertising medium, we do offer special nonprofit group rates to promote your event. KXO AM 1230 wants to work with you and your community group to make our Imperial Valley a better place. Tell us what's going on and we'll tell everyone else. KXO AM 1230, here to make a difference in the Valley.
Happy birthday this morning to Arthur Mabakiao, Laura Velasquez, Gary Thornburg, Rachel Nunez, Bill and Ernie Wood, they're twins, Tonita Ibarra, Jaden Perea, Brian Ray, we have Carl Fowler, Clara Hayes, David Moreno, Carissa Colas, Kay Hughes, Manuel Luna, Zema Martinez, and Nancy Unden. Happy birthday to one and all eligible for the KXL Cold Stone Creamery birthday cakes. Yeah, that's right. We're going to give away 2 of them Friday morning.
Enter to win a Cold Stone Creamery ice cream birthday cake.
I love cake.
Yeah! Oh, yes.
Every week, we'll give away a delicious Cold Stone Creamery ice cream birthday cake, and you could win.
I think it's time to celebrate!
Do you have a birthday?
Mm-hmm. Roger that.
Yes. Then call, email, or regular mail us the date. Include your name, address, and phone number. Every Friday morning, we'll pick a winner for that week. Send us the birthdays of your family, your coworkers, and your friends. We'll put the information in our database, then send them birthday greetings on their special day. And every week, we pick a winner for the Cold Stone Creamery ice cream birthday cake.
Where no matter how you slice it, it's a piece of cake.
Let's see who will have their cake and eat it, too.
Don't wait. Enter now and get ready to win.
Oh, my God, really?
That is too cool.
On AM 1230.
And it's time for the World California News headlines, brought to you by Locke Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist. For sales and service, call the experts at Locke Air Conditioning.
CBS News update. Another Democrat has dropped out of the presidential race. Former housing secretary and San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro tweeted this video just over an hour ago.
With only a month until the Iowa caucuses, and given the circumstances of this campaign season, I've determined that it simply isn't our time.
Many saw him as a rising Democratic star, but Castro's campaign failed to raise enough money or gain traction. Castro says he leaves the campaign with gratitude for those who worked for him.
I'm so thankful to all of our supporters, the folks who knocked doors, made phone calls, donated, or told their friends and family about our bold vision to put people first.
CBS News political reporter Caitlin Huey-Burns.
It comes a month before the Iowa caucuses, but also as we've seen those final fourth quarter fundraising numbers from the other candidates. And you've seen a lot of those candidates bring in a lot of money, especially candidates like Bernie Sanders and Pete Buttigieg.
CBS News update. I'm Peter King.
Yes, summer is over, but it still can get hot. You can rely on York's Affinity Premium Comfort System to keep your home cool and comfortable. You'll get maximum efficiency thanks to advanced technology that automatically adjusts to meet demand, helping to significantly reduce your energy bill. You can stay connected via Wi-Fi-enabled touchscreen thermostat with programmable reminders and selectable operating modes to optimize your comfort. Call Locke Air Conditioning, your local York dealer, and learn how you can move up to a new level of comfort and efficiency. Contractor license 696216.
California headline news. Police in Oakland arresting 2 people in the death of a man outside a Starbucks Tuesday afternoon. The suspects accused of stealing the victim's laptop. He was dragged as he tried to jump into the suspect's car as it drove away.
We were all just watching, so we're sitting right here, and then they drove up the street dragging him, and I was just screaming in the Starbucks like, they're dragging him, like it was It was like everything was in slow motion.
Victim later dying at an Oakland hospital. In Merced County, a man slams his truck into several vehicles, including an ambulance. A woman reporting the suspect had stopped traffic and jumped on top of her car.
As he jumps on top of the car, she got scared. She took off. She drove away. She gave a description. She didn't know for sure if he fell off or he was hurt from when he jumped on the car.
CHP officer Shannon Stiers, the suspect then crashing into several vehicles on Highway 152, flipping an ambulance onto his side. 37-year-old Roderick Weston arrested after breaking into a home. Low 70s in Southern California today, low 60s in the Bay Area. Chance for rain in the region tomorrow night. Jeff Scott, California News.
And your World California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning. For your air conditioning and sheet metal needs, call Lock Air Conditioning today, 760-353-4501.
Real travel is life-changing. With Trafalgar, you'll discover the best way to travel and connect with the culture, people, and places you visit. You'll travel with the freedom to discover and the confidence to explore. With over 300 trips on all 7 continents, you get real experiences that you won't find elsewhere. These are just a few of the greatest travel stories you'll ever tell. Save up to 7.5% on trips. Terms and conditions apply. Visit your travel agent or Trafalgar.com. Trafalgar, simply the best.
This new year, don't settle for reaching just one milestone. Chase something more and unleash the best version of yourself with Peloton. Peloton has live, high-intensity classes from world-class instructors and workout playlists that'll keep you coming back for more. You'll love the ease of taking classes in your very own home. Peloton is the perfect way to ring in the new year, and one subscription is good for the whole family. Terms apply. Visit onepeloton.com or your local showroom to learn more.
Let's talk about it, bringing community mental health issues to your radio. Listen each Sunday morning to KXO AM 1230 at 7 a.m. and now on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. on FM 107.5. Or log on to KXORadio.com for a 5-minute podcast highlight of the show or the show in its entirety. This program is produced by the Public Affairs Department of KXO AM 1230 and FM 107.5. Let's Talk About It is presented as a public service of Imperial County Behavioral Health Services.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 2 locations in the valley, in Brawley at Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and in El Centro on Imperial Avenue right next to Food for Less. With Page 1 of the local news, here's Gene Brister.
Taking a look at the latest in local news, a body taking the Imperial Irrigation District back to court. George Gale explains.
The litigation filed by Mike Abadi is to be heard this morning. Abadi has filed a contempt action against the Imperial Irrigation District, contending the district violated a previous court order concerning water deliveries. Litigation claims the district violated the previous order from Judge Anderholt when, in November, the board approved an amendment to the water delivery contract with the Heber Geothermal Project. The amendment increases the amount of water to be delivered. Litigation contends the amendment agreement does not include any action in case of a water shortage, therefore establishes a priority to water in favor of non-agricultural, non-domestic users. The action is scheduled to be heard by Superior Court Judge Anderholt. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
El Centro firefighters responded to a commercial building on fire Wednesday evening. El Centro police officers were dispatched to a burglar alarm in the 300 block of East Commercial Avenue just after 6:15 a.m. On arrival, officers reported the building was burning, and El Centro Fire Department was dispatched. The first engine company on scene requested a second alarm as heavy smoke and flames were shooting from the 1,400-square-foot building with an attached auto shop. 2 engine companies, 2 quick response vehicles, and 2 chief officers from El Centro responded with 12 firefighters. Mutual aid was provided from the City of Hopeville, Imperial, and Imperial County Fire Department. They added 6 additional firefighters. Fire attack crews, heavy smoke and flames, were able to search the structure for possible victims and extinguish the fire. Adjacent vehicles and buildings were protected from the spread of the fire. No injuries to civilians or firefighters were reported. Investigators are working to determine the cause of the fire. Fire personnel were able to clear the scene by 9:15 that morning. KXO News Time 744.
It's Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers for your service needs. Whether it's a lube job, oil and filter change, brake job, battery or wheel balance and alignment, Quick Lane can handle it. And Quick Lane services all makes and all models. Oh, and by the way, you never need an appointment. Tires, all the best brands at the best price. Guaranteed. See your Quick Lane service advisor for details. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in the Brawley Auto Plaza, Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and on Imperial Avenue in El Centro, right next to Food for Less.
In other local news, a 31-year-old refuses to go to secondary. Here's more on that story.
It happened earlier this week. Officials say Carlos Cortez drove up to the Kxo port. As his vehicle was being inspected, Customs and Border Protection officer received an alert on his computer. He immediately sent Cortez to the secondary inspection area, but instead of following the order, Cortez drove his vehicle out of the port and into the United States. A few hours later, the vehicle was spotted by the Kxo police officers in the driveway of a residence on Platero Avenue. Homeland Security agents responded to the area and placed Cortez under arrest. He was booked into county jail. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
With the new year comes new laws. In California, over 1,000 were passed in 2019. Some of the new laws include firearm purchases fees. They are increasing to over $38. In 2020, a person will have to be 21 years of age to buy a semi-automatic rifle. The minimum wage is going up $1. Companies with 26 or fewer employees must pay $12 per hour. Large employers must pay at least $13 per hour. In San Diego County, the minimum wage is increasing to $13 per hour for all employers. That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the local news has been a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in El Centro on Imperial Avenue next to Food for Less, and in Brawley on Highway 86 and Julia Drive. Quick Lane services all makes and models, and you will never need an appointment.
Have you been to the Peanut Patch yet? Well, I know you've heard me tell you about the Peanut Patch in Yuma. Isn't it about time that you head to the Peanut Patch and check them out? The Peanut Patch. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Yuma time. They're closed on Sunday. They've got a great store that carries many homemade chocolates in either bark or cluster form. They make their own fresh English toffee. Their pecan turtles are made from scratch, and they are mouth-watering delicious. Chocolate-covered raisins, almonds, coffee beans, cinnamon bears, chocolate raspberry sticks, and so much more. The Peanut Patch in Yuma. If you're leaving the Imperial Valley, head east on Interstate 8, take Avenue 3E, turn right south past MCAS Yuma until you come to East County 13th Street, then turn left and go about another mile and a half and you're at the Peanut Patch. Great gifts, great fun. It's the Peanut Patch in Yuma.
And page 2 of the local news and the weather, brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for your life and health insurance needs or retirement planning. With page 2 of the local news, here again is Gene.
Body is found in a hotel room in El Centro. Here's more on that story.
It happened Monday. An elderly man had rented a room at a hotel on South Cottonwood Circle in El Centro. When the man failed to check out, staff from the hotel went to the room. They discovered the man, who was deceased. Law enforcement responded to the scene. It was determined there was no foul play involved in the man's death. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
The Blue Angels returned this week. They have trained in Imperial County for decades. The Naval Flight Demonstration Team is expected to fly into NAF El Centro this Friday. Officials say they are expected to arrive in the early afternoon. The Blue Angels will begin their winter training for their 2020 show season. The team trains for about 3 months, wrapping up with a free air show at Naval Air Facility El Centro. Well, it's going to be here before you know it, the 15th Annual Senior Appreciation Day. Here's more on that story.
It'll be held January 8th. The event is hosted by the Imperial County Area Agency on Aging at the Imperial Valley Fairgrounds Casa de Mañana building. The event is free to seniors and their caregivers. There'll be food, workshops, activities, and entertainment. Pure Inspiration and Calexico Ladies Dance-On Group will perform. They will also announce the Senior Volunteer of the Year at the event. It begins at 9 a.m. and ends at 2 p.m. This year's theme is Masquerade. Prizes will be awarded to the Best Dressed Senior, Best Dressed Vendor, and Best Decorated Vendor booth. The event also provides important information for seniors, caregivers, and their families on services and resources available to older adults in Imperial County. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Health insurance becomes mandatory. That is one of the new laws in California. In 2020, all Californians will be required to have health insurance. Undocumented immigrants under 26 years of age will be eligible for the state's low-income health insurance. Smoking at most state parks and beaches will be illegal. Violators will be subject to a $25 fine. It will be illegal to trap animals for fur in California, and circuses that use exotic animals will be banned from the state. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
Have you received notice that your Medicare health plan is changing or going away? Are you turning 65 soon, or are you newly eligible to Medicare and have questions about your Medicare options? Then give David or Jose a call at David H. West Insurance to learn about the ABCs of Medicare. Don't delay. Call David H. West Insurance Services now at 760-352-3411. That's 760-352-3411. That's David H. West Insurance.
Here's George Gale with the weather update.
The high temperature yesterday, 67 degrees. The overnight low this morning, 41. Expect sunny skies today. Highs right near 69. North to northwest winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight. Overnight lows around 44. Sunny on Friday. Highs right near 69. Winds will be calm throughout the day on Friday. And right now we're looking at 42 degrees, 79% the relative humidity. Page 2 of the local news and the weather brought to you this morning by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplement coverage. David H. West Insurance Services.
Dad, they're hungry.
Siri, restaurants nearby.
Here are some options. I want some chipotle fries.
And I want an Imperial Thick Burger.
But I want a salad.
Okay, I just want a juicy burger and an ice cold beer. And I don't want to miss the game.
Everyone quiet, please. I have the place. Burgers and beer. Great food. Ice cold beer, and you can watch your favorite game.
Burgers and Beer has something delicious for everyone. Burgers and Beer. The best burgers in town.
You're welcome.
It's sports time, brought to you by the Imperial Hardware Company in Brawley, El Centro, and Hoteville. Imperial's Do-It Centers, where you'll find what you need when you need it. In college basketball, bowl season, bowl games, New Year's Day is bowl day. The Georgia team beat Baylor. I was in the Sugar Bowl, 26-14 was the final score. At the Rose Bowl, Oregon just barely got by Wisconsin, 28-27. At the Outback Bowl, Minnesota defeated Auburn, 31-24. And at the Citrus Bowl, it was Alabama all over Michigan, 35-16. Bowl season is not over by any means. A couple of bowl games today. Boston College takes on Cincinnati in the Birmingham Bowl, and Indiana goes against Tennessee at the Gator Bowl. In the NFL, good news, KXO is going to carry the entire playoff season. All the playoffs, every playoff game that they play will be heard on 1230 KXO. Starting with the wild card weekend. That starts Saturday at 1 p.m. Buffalo Bills taking on the Houston Texans. The second game will be the Tennessee Titans at the New England Patriots. On Sunday, the wild card games, Minnesota Vikings taking on the New Orleans Saints. That'll be at 9:30 in the morning. Seattle Seahawks take on the Philadelphia Eagles in the afternoon game. We'll have more in just a minute.
Planning a home improvement project? Let your friends at Imperial Hardware Company lend a hand. Our Do-It Centers provide the sweet spot between convenience and selection, combining the value and variety of a big box with the ease of visiting a neighborhood market. Our helpful and courteous staff will get you outfitted for any task in no time. Imperial Hardware Company is locally owned and family operated, proudly serving this community for over a century. We carry only the best products and top-name brands. Visit us in Brawley, El Centro, and Holtfield to find what you need when you need it. Get it done with a little help from Imperial Hardware Company. Think only national chains are open every day? Think again. Imperial Do-It Centers are available 7 days a week to serve you.
And on the NBA scoreboard, it was the Magic over the Wizards, 122-101. Knicks beat the Trailblazers, 117-93. Bucks beat the Timberwolves, 106-104. And the Lakers got by the Suns, 117-107. Wrapping up with sad news, David Stern, NBA commissioner during the most successful period in league history, has died. That was announced yesterday morning. David Stern was 77. And Don Larson, who pitched the only perfect World Series game in history, has passed away. Don Larson was 90 years old. He won that perfect game in 1956. That's it. That's a look at sports. Sports Time has been brought to you by Imperial Hardware Company. Do-It Centers in El Centro, Holtville, and Brawley. Get it done with a little help from Imperial Hardware Company.
We're counting down the days on the Ford Last Call Sell-A-thon. Your last call to get great year-end deals on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Right now, lease a Ranger Super Crew STX for just $199 a month plus tax for 36 months with only $29.99 due at signing. Or lease the 2020 Explorer XLT for just $299 a month plus tax for 36 months with only $37.99 due at signing. But if you wait too long, you'll miss out because the Ford Last Call Sell-A-thon ends soon.
Amount due at signing is after $3,400 Ford rebates on Ranger or $3,500 on Explorer. Includes $2,000 trade assist cash on Ranger and $250 select RCL cash and $1,500 trade assist cash on Explorer. Not all leasees qualify for Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease. Taxes, title, and license fees extra. Security deposit waived. 31,500 total miles with 20 cents per mile excess mileage charge. Payments may vary. Individual dealers determine price. Available on vehicles in stock over 61 days. Limited supply. Must trade in 1995 or newer vehicle to qualify. Lease offer ends January 6, 2020. See dealer for qualifications.
And your financial news and weather brought to you this morning by Styles and Smiles Complete Salon Services. Call for an appointment or walk in. They're located by Cardenas Market on Imperial Avenue at El Centro. Major U.S. stock benchmarks opened higher this morning, a day after markets were closed for New Year's Day, following news that China's central bank will loosen requirements for banks to set aside a portion of assets as reserves, a move expected to increase lending and boost growth in the world's second largest economy. Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 130 points, or 0.5%, to 28,664. S&P 500 index advanced 15 points, or 0.4%, to about 3,245. And the NASDAQ Composite Index gained 60 points, or 0.7%, to hit 9,031. Data on new applications for jobless benefits fell to a 4-week low, reinforcing perceptions of a tight labor market and a healthy U.S. consumer. We'll take a look at your weather in just a minute.
The holidays are getting close, and Styles and Smiles Complete Salon Service wants to make sure that you're looking your best. Celebrate the holidays with your new look. For a limited time, get $20 off of a color combo and highlight from Styles and Smiles. And call now to make your appointment, 760-960-2382. That's 960-2382. Hey, hairdressers, Styles and Smiles is looking for 2 stylists. Yes, they have 2 chairs that are open. Just call 960-2382 and apply. That's 960-2382. Or stop by Styles and Smiles by Cardenas Market on North Imperial Avenue in El Centro.
The high temperature yesterday, 67 degrees. The overnight low this morning, 41. National Weather Service says increasing high pressure into the weekend will bring drier and warmer weather, with temperatures rising to above normal readings beginning this weekend. A weak but generally dry weather system may move through the region by the middle of next week, returning temperatures to closer to normal readings. Weather forecast calling for sunny skies today, highs right near 69. North to northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight. Overnight lows around 44. Friday, sunny skies, highs right near 69. Winds will be calm throughout the day on Friday. And right now we're looking at 42 degrees, 79% the relative humidity. Air Pollution Control District says air quality still unhealthy for sensitive groups in Mexicali. Air quality is moderate in Calexico. High levels of PM 2.5 in both areas. Air quality is good in the rest of the region. Your financial news and weather brought to you this morning by Styles and Smiles, here to make you look your best. Located by Cardenas Market on Imperial Avenue in El Centro. That's Styles and Smiles.
From coast to coast, this is Goddard's Gold. Right here on the Imperial Valley's AM 1230. Get out on the highway. KXO. We'll hear from the Rascals and Marvin Gaye, Bobby Goldsboro. If you like 1968, and I love 1968 for good reason. That's the year I got into this racket business.
Get the gold, Goddard's Gold, Saturday 9 p.m. to midnight and Sunday morning 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
It's 8 o'clock at KXO El Centro, California.
This news on the hour, presented by Capital One Bank.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Julian Castro is out. The former Obama housing secretary is ending his run for the Democratic presidential nomination.
We've shaped the conversation on so many important issues in this race, stood up for the most vulnerable people, and given a voice to those who are often forgotten.
Castro was the only Latino in the field, but he'd been polling around 1%. Political correspondent Ed O'Keefe.
What Castro couldn't do was really find support anywhere. He focused primarily on the early caucus state of Iowa and on Nevada, but it was not meant to be. He's been surpassed in the polling by other new candidates like Pete Buttigieg.
Buttigieg campaign reports more than $24 million in donations in the last quarter. Bernie Sanders says it's brought in $34 million, and Andrew Yang's $16. The Trump campaign says it's dwarfed them all with $46 million. The defense secretary says there are signs Iran or Iranian-backed forces may be planning new attacks after this week's siege at the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. Correspondent Cammie McCormick is at the Pentagon.
Defense Secretary Mark Esper said the U.S. will continue to do whatever is necessary to protect personnel from Iranian-backed militias in Iraq.
Do I think they may do something? Yes, and they will likely regret it.
And he said the Iraqi government must do more to get these militias under its control.
They need to get left of the problem and stop these attacks from happening and to get the Iranian influence out of their country.
As to the security of the U.S. Embassy, Joint Chiefs Chairman General Mark Milley.
There is sufficient combat power there, air and ground, that anyone who attempts to overrun that will run into a buzzsaw.
Cammie McCormick, CBS News, the Pentagon.
The family of one of 5 people stabbed at a Hanukkah party at a rabbi's house in Muncie, New York, is speaking out. Joseph Newman's daughter, Nikki.
The prognosis is not good. He sustained multiple injuries. He has a fractured skull. He has a shattered arm.
The mother of the 37-year-old suspect says he could never get the help he needed for mental health issues. Grafton Thomas is charged with federal hate crimes. The number of opioid deaths in Chicago topped the number of gun deaths in 2019. WBBM's Mike Krauser.
789 people lost their lives to fentanyl overdoses last year, according to the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, compared to 580 listed as homicides. Dan Hostetler, the executive director of the Above and Beyond Family Recovery Center, told CBS 2 he's not surprised.
We have boots on the ground that give us experiential evidence that this is happening. We see it.
The Dow is up 173 points. S&P ahead 11. This is CBS News.
Why settle for average? With Capital One, you can open an account with a savings rate 5 times the national average. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
It's time to go back to basics with Burlington. Your Burlington store has a huge assortment of the everyday essentials you need for your family and home, all at amazing savings. Socks, underwear, denim, and so much more. It's right here in every color and style imaginable. And for the home, Burlington's packed with towels, sheets, and pillows. Get more for you, your family, and your home for way less. From all the brands you love, Burlington. Style for everyone.
Sometimes the sniffles turn out to be more than the sniffles. Luckily, there's a Walgreens right around the corner so you can feel better faster. And right now, get select Mucinex products for only $14.99 each with card. No reason to waste more time feeling lousy this cold season. Get in and out in minutes so you feel better faster. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Use as directed. Restrictions may apply. See store for details. Valid in store through January 11th.
Someone's been watching in a couple of the plain states, and the FAA is trying to find out who.
It's like something out of a science fiction movie. Drones with blinking lights flying and hovering in square grid patterns at night. Investigators are baffled, checking into the sightings over 4 counties in northwest Colorado and 2 over southwest Nebraska, far from major cities. There's speculation whether the drones are being used to scan or map the area for possible oil and gas exploration, but no private companies or government agencies are claiming the drones. Gary Nunn, CBS News.
How about a visit to the museum this weekend or the theater? New study in the British Medical Journal says it could help you live longer. Researchers find people who take part in cultural activities every few months or so have a 31% lower risk of dying early than people who aren't connected to the arts at all. The hypothesis, if you can afford to engage in the arts, you may be healthier in the first place. But scientists also believe it contributes to a greater sense of purpose in life. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
With the stock market at all-time highs, cash in your profits now and invest in an asset that can potentially pay for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you're an SEC-defined accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. Call now to learn how you can potentially achieve 20 or more years of income and deduct 100% of every dollar invested against all forms of income. Call 1-800-803-8511. Invest in your future and buy oil. Encore is drilling in an area that is potentially one of the most prolific horizontal oil plays in the entire country. Oil prices are projected to rise, so you need to own a piece of an oil field. Encore Energy is the most active oil and gas operator in its core area of operations. Call now and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income. Call 1-800-803-8511. You will be calling directly to the home office of Encore Energy. That's 1-800-803-8511. Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio with George Gale.
We're just trying to entertain people, and morality's just gonna get in the way.
AM 1230.
Where is
KXO? 1230 KXO.
Day in and day out, your publicly owned Imperial Irrigation District proudly delivers low-cost, reliable energy service to its customers in the Imperial and Coachella Valleys. When compared to other power providers, IID's residential, commercial, and governmental customers all save up to 50% on their monthly energy bills. That's because IID is committed to more than just delivering power. IID is committed to you. IID, where customers always come first.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Hey, let me call you back, man.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Hi. So I have this stain, and I heard you're the guy.
Say no more. Valley Dry Cleaning's got you covered. There you go, man.
Cool, man. Hey, man, you got it out. What'd you guys do?
Let's just say we've got a secret weapon.
Thanks, man.
This is an ugly candy bar. Peter Paul's almond cluster. It bulges from the way they stuff those almonds and crunchy stuff inside. It's so ugly, in fact, we're not going to show it to you. But don't go away. We're going to show you something. Isn't that something? Believe me, it's better than looking at our candy bar. Funny thing, ugly as it is, almond cluster tastes just beautiful. Why people who make such a crunchy, chocolatey candy can't fix the way it looks? I don't know. Maybe we should be on the radio or something. Skywriting.